Welcome back, guys. Another episode of Swanny and Jake. We're shooting today from the beautiful Albion, Swanny. Your
beautiful, yeah.
Absolute playground. We've had a few friends kicked out from here in the past, so thanks, mate.
I myself have been kicked out.
Yeah, so. It's a great venue, so get down here, guys, have a few drinks on the weekend or through the week, depending on your talent. But nonetheless, we wanted to do a bit of basketball content today. Swanny's a big NBA man, aren't you?
Yeah, yep. Are you?
I am, yeah. Not as much the last year, well, probably since the bubble, but we got a guest on today that arguably the best player in the NBL, Mitchy Creek. You're leading points at the moment, arguably. He's looked at me there. I like that.
I don't know. Someone said it the other day, but it could be also a lie.
I think you are. You're leading the points, mate. You're a former NBA player. You're a boomer. You've done everything. We've known each other since we were bloody children, so...
Yeah, still are children.
Yeah, still are.
Don't get that mistaken.
But how's the season been?
It's good, yeah. So far, we started off pretty rough, had a lot of injuries. Yeah, boys are doing all right, playing all right basketball, but yeah, a lot of games to go.
Body's still good? You've been thrashing for a long time, still feeling...
Are you saying my body looks good still, or is it
look,
feeling good?
No, you're feeling good. No, you look good.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, you
I appreciate that. Look, I'll fish for a compliment, yeah. But yeah, look, I feel really fit, really healthy. It's funny, the older you get, you almost feel like you get smarter, wiser with training, and then you become like fitter and stronger with less work, and that's how I feel anyway. So I feel the best I've ever felt. I've only just turned 30, so hopefully many more years to come. Any
advice for a 30-year-old athlete of maybe what not to do or what to do from your past experiences?
Just don't follow the path that I went. No, well, yeah, do as I say, not as I did. You don't recover like you used to.
Yeah.
You don't recover like you when you're 24, on and off the field. So just depends how long you want to play for, I guess, if you want to get back to the NBA.
Yeah, have you been to any NBL games?
NBL? Yeah, been to a couple.
Yeah.
Have
you seen Creaky in action?
No, I don't think I have. I've been since...
Get him down.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Get him down.
I think I'm going to start getting into the bar. My son, in probably a year or two, probably start live, so I'll probably have to take him to the basketball, I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I can be a Phoenix fan.
Absolutely. There we go, mate. Southeast represent.
We'll bring a cap next time for him.
Yeah, mate, get it, that's for sure.
Bit flat there wasn't one here.
For the listeners at home, what we're doing today is we're going to pick our top 5 favourite NBA players, our own individual preferences. Obviously, we were going to do of all time.
Favourite or best?
Well, best, but like your top 5. Right. We were going to do all time, but Swanny had some sentiment on players in the 50s and 60s. So
we didn't see them. Mate, they fucking rode horses to training. They rode horses to games. They're all cobblers and plumbers. So. Will Chamberlain scored 100 points a game, but who was he playing against?
Yeah, well.
So,
do you think that's a fair statement, or like back then, like?
It's hard because I have never watched a whole bunch of old film, and you can't
Bob
really
compare running around the basketball.
When the basketballs were first originally made, if you've ever seen the photos of James Naismith when he started the game, it literally looked like it was a balloon wrapped in paper mache and painted. Wow. And it wasn't really the same shape. It didn't have any grooves. It was literally just like a big lemon. So.
Well, I think Mitch went back to 1940 and played. I think he'd be the best player in the world.
Human history. There you go.
I might have had 100 points.
You'd be the logo. We'd call you the logo.
Exactly.
All right, so Creaky, I'm going to put you on the spot first because I reckon you got the most knowledge. But we're going to go from the 80s to now. So you can go back to obviously Jordan, Larry Bird era, obviously all the way up to LeBron, KD, Kyrie, whoever it may be. Your top 5.
If I'm building a team, I'm putting probably. You've got to go with MJ. You're silly if you don't. I'm putting him at my 2-man, LeBron as my point guard. I'm going to throw Kobe as my 3. And then I'm going to have Tim Duncan at the 4 and Shaquille O'Neal at the 5. Simply because Shaq was unguardable. He was literally a fridge with arms and legs, and then could also dunk. Couldn't shoot a free throw to save himself, but he actually could dominate a game no matter what he did from the free throw line or shooting wise. But Tim Duncan, arguably in his era, was unguardable in every position on the floor. Super smart, super poised, well coached by Popovich. But I mean, how can you go wrong with the great Kobe, MJ and LeBron?
Crazy. Do you reckon they would work together? Like a bit of ball hogging there.
A lot of ball hogging. There's only one basketball. If it was tennis and they had the ball boy had 3 balls and threw it in the court, I think we'd be all right. We'd score 170, but I think if we're going to play back in the 80s too, we'd probably score 170 with that team. So there wasn't a lot of defense back then with how the game's kind of evolved. But that's a 5 that I think would be hard to top.
Do you reckon Tim Duncan gets enough credit for like?
No.
Because he played for. I feel like if you play for the Spurs, you fly under the radar, even though they're always there.
He wasn't a highlight reel. He was just like the big fundamental. As they called him.
His stats though is like his CV's.
Yeah, he won championships. He played on a team. He was extremely efficient. He played out of the post. He played out of the pick and roll. He was a great passer. Out of any action rolling around the free throw line, he could find guys and with the ability that Kobe, LeBron, and MJ would have of cutting off the ball, moving. I'm sure they'd probably play some triangle offense back in the day. Timmy D was smart enough. Shaq obviously played in a little bit and just ended up deciding to drop step, hammer on someone's head. And by hammer, he wasn't using the ball. He was using something else. He was that big. But yeah, Shaq was just so big, so dominant.
Most dominant player ever, they say.
Yeah, the big diesel.
Well, Swanny,
Me?
yeah, I think it's going to be you. But I need a bit of thinking time because you ate half my roster and I want to deviate.
Well, Allen Iverson's my favourite ever player, but
that's a good one.
But he probably comes off the bench. Steph Curry's my point guard.
He's gone. That's amazing.
He's the best shooter ever.
Yeah.
I think
Is he
that's
the
no
best
question.
shooter
He's
ever?
the best shooter by a mile.
Yeah.
By a country mile.
Yeah.
It's not even a close second.
And I think he'll get freed up with the other people around him, what I'm about to say. Jordan's obviously the 2, no why. LeBron's the 3 because he's the best or second best player of all time. Larry Bird and Magic are obviously very stiff.
Very.
Yeah.
Very. This is why this is hard.
It's so
we haven't even gone all time.
Hey,
yet.
I'm
We've gone them.
going to encourage Magic Johnson this one. You're like, what?
Magic played in the Magic played in the center against the Celtics, so I'm gonna put him at the 4. Then Shaq, obviously. Shaq, right, for all the words you just said, and his prime was ridiculous. That'd spread the floor, so Shaq gets double teamed. Who were they passing? He's passing the ball to Steph. Magic wasn't. Probably should put Larry Bird now. I think about it, but
there we go.
Actually, that's where you want.
Actually, I'll change that.
That's a 5 I'm sticking with. That's a pretty good ball handler.
Oh, bloody oath. Now, I'll ask you a question. In their prime, and think of like the context of time and the way the game's gone, would it have been better to watch Magic Johnson live or Michael Jordan?
Right now.
No, like back in their prime, if you were watching one, who would you
Jordan.
MJ.
Jordan.
Yeah, MJ.
He was just a killer.
But Magic was kind of doing stuff that not many people were doing at the time too, so like a bit of a show.
He had the flair, but then I remember Mike was saying in interviews and stuff, he was so motivated by showing who he was and how great he was every single night to that one person in the audience that had never watched him play live. And that was one of his motivators, like internally. And as a player, you do want to, like, I want to inspire kids to play the game in an exciting way, not just the right way, but in an exciting way, and to showcase what talent and hard work can do. I think he did that, and I think that's why he's the greatest ever, in my opinion, because every night he was absolutely ruthless. Like, ruthless.
Oh, we know what his answer's going to be the next one.
Bruce Springsteen plays Born to Run every time like it's his first, because there's one person who's never seen him live, so he gives it the best.
Oh, there you go.
Even though he's sang it, a million times. So yeah, but Jordan, he was just made 63, 50s. Like,
it's ridiculous.
Everyone wanted to see Jordan, and I think he just brought, not that I've seen him live, but he just bring that aura of walking into the stadium knowing Michael Jordan's about to run out would be absolutely incredible. So yeah, but I went to the All-Star game in LA, must have been the year before COVID, and the year after was in Charlotte, and what they do ceremonially is they hand the ceremonial ball to the owner of the next place who's got it. So it was Jordan. So the whole weekend, the biggest roar the whole time was when Jordan walked out in the timeout in the last quarter to get the ball. The crowd went berserk. And I was like, what have I missed? What have I missed? Something's going on.
Jordan.
And Jordan just stood up and got the ball. It was the biggest roar for the whole weekend. Dunk comp, three-point contest, all the game. The biggest roar was for Jordan. That just proves how big he is.
Massive. All right, well, mine's going to be, I was going to go Steph Curry, but I'm a big AI fan for the tattoos and headbands and obviously his skill. I'm going to go with Kobe. I'm going to bring in LeBron, KD, honourable mention Larry Bird, and then obviously Shaq, the most dominant.
So Michael, the best. Jordan can't get a start.
No, Jordan's out. That's a really big call. I actually forgot I left Jordan out. That's really harsh as well. I put KD in front of Jordan.
Really? Oh, so that's how you gonna play it.
And Allen Iverson.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, no.
MJ, mate, Michael, if you're hearing this.
Yeah, we apologise for our friend's
But
stupidity.
I would like, as my sixth man, Dennis Rodman, I'd like some animals for the road trips for the post-match. Yeah, that's cool. Team culture. We like to level it out. Particularly
I think even though he flew up by himself to Vegas after the
yeah,
game.
he'd be like, no, you can stay on with Carmen Electra. Yeah. Oh, well, there's our top 5 for NBA for the last, 20, 30 years. I can't believe I've left Jordan out. We'll see you next week.